With that, we begin this bulletin with our focus on a story that is, in fact, developing. It is a rather tragic story that's come in from Maharashtra. A fire blast that occurred at an ordnance factory in Maharashtra's Bhandara district claimed 8 lives, injured 7, while some others are currently trapped under the collapsed roof. The blast took place around 10:30 a.m. in the Vidarbha region of Maharashtra on Friday. You can see the explosion and its aftermath of smoke that was seen, a cloud having been formed that could be seen from the factory premises rising up to the sky. The explosion caused the factory roof to completely collapse. 12 people were trapped under the debris and rescue operations are currently underway. JCB machines are being used to clear the rubble. According to Bhandara collector Sanjay Kolte, 2 individuals have been rescued so far. Medical teams have reached the spot and rescue operations are currently underway.
दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना हुई है। भंडारा में ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्री जो है वहां बड़ा स्फोट हुआ है और 8 लोगों का मृत्यु हुआ है और 7 जख्मी हुए हैं। ये प्राथमिक माहिती है।
भंडारा जिले में ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्री में जो स्फोट हुआ है उसमें कर्मचारी और अधिकारी जिनकी मृत्यु हुई है, मैं उनको मैं संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं, श्रद्धांजलि अर्पण करता हूं। और महाराष्ट्र में नहीं तो देश में आरडीएक्स बनने वाली एकमेव ये डिफेंस की फैक्ट्री है। वहां पे जब से नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार आई तब से उन्हें 100% जो एफडीआई लाई और जिसमें डिफेंस में भी उनको इन्वॉल्व किया है, तब से ये पूरे देश में ऐसी घटना बढ़ते जा रही है। आखिरी जो लोग वहां पर डिफेंस ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्री में जो लोगों का मृत्यु हुआ है, कई लोग घायल हुए हैं, उसकी पूरी जवाबदारी नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार पे जाती है। और आज डिफेंस में भी काम करने वाले कर्मचारी और अधिकारी भी सुरक्षित नहीं है और इसलिए हमारी मांग है कि ये पूरी व्यवस्था की जांच करने के लिए संयुक्त संसदीय समिति की एक टीम बनाई जाए और उसके माध्यम से ये जांच हो, ये मांग हम लोग करते हैं।
Now, so far, let us tell you where this entire factory was located. It's not a rather secluded area. In fact, it was located in the Satpura mountain ranges, which is, in fact, the confluence of Vainganga, Am, Jam, Sur and Kanhan rivers at Ambhora, about 40 kilometers away. This confluence spot, it's just 40 kilometers away from this factory, and it is a very famous tourist spot, which is from where this entire smoke, the cloud of smoke that formed over the factory after the fire and the blast took place, could be seen from. And casualties so far, Nitin Gadkari has announced them, 8 casualties. However, nobody is ruling out the fact that there could be more casualties at this given point. With that, let me cut across to our colleague Aditya Raj Kaul, who's joining us from the newsroom at this point. Aditya, a very good evening to you. Rather tragic an incident that's taken place. But you know, what remains extremely concerning even at this given point is the fact that while investigation and rescue operations are underway, it still hasn't been figured out as to why this attack, why this particular blast took place. The reason behind such a big fire, we can see the extent of it just from the smoke visuals that have come in.
Well, absolutely. A very unfortunate incident taking place in Bhandara district of Maharashtra, where the ordnance depot was located. Well, in such areas, of course, there are SOPs and fire extinguishing SOPs that are always there. The exact reason for this blast that occurred at around 10:30 a.m. this morning is not absolutely clear yet. We have just had a small press release from the Indian Army indicating that the rescue efforts have been on. You're right that 8 persons in fact now have been killed in this blast that has taken place in Bhandara Ordnance Factory. And apart from that, there are at least 14 to 15 who have been in fact under the debris, because what happened immediately after the blast was that the roof of this entire area collapsed. And of course, the entire blast was heard 5 kilometers away. That clearly indicates the extent of the blast that was there. We don't know the exact kind of ammunition that was there, that was blasted, that resulted in this blast really. But an unfortunate incident. Rescue operations are still underway. It is believed that a few people could be still under the debris. There are escalators and other devices that are being used for the rescue operations right now. Perhaps by later evening it will be amply clear what really happened, and there will be an inquiry immediately ordered as to why this really happened. I can tell you that not very long ago I was in Pulgaon. Pulgaon is not very far from this area in Maharashtra itself, which is the biggest ordnance factory in Asia, and I could see that these areas are very large, spread across large miles, many miles, and proper SOPs are in place. And I'm sure that the Indian Army had SOPs here as well. But unfortunate incident, we will come to know after the inquiry what really resulted in this, and very sadly 8 lives have been lost. There are others who are being saved even as this rescue operation continues right now.
You know, Aditya, fire this big, I mean, there are speculations, or rather, it is being anticipated there might have been some sort of a negligence at some part in following the SOPs that you're speaking of. Again, the inquiry will make that more clear. But, initial reports were also suggesting that some 12 people were trapped under the debris of the collapsed roof. Could you also bring us some updates with regards to what their condition is currently? Because 7 right now is what we are learning is the number of people who've been injured, and 8 people have died. That is the number that we are learning. If you could just bring us some more details on that front.
That's right. It's quite possible that there could have been some kind of a negligence, because in a very routine manner, there are standard operating procedures that are always kept in mind whenever there is movement of ammunition inside the ordnance factory, or even the, just keeping the ammunition there. There are standard operating procedures through which the Indian Army really goes through it. There are no people from outside that are allowed in that area. There are only people who are aware of how to deal with the ammunition, who are kept with such devices and such chemicals and ammunition. Yes, you are right that now we have a confirmation from the Indian Army that 8 people unfortunately have been killed in this incident. Initially we were told that 12 to 14 people were trapped under the debris when the roof of this area collapsed, and efforts have been on to retrieve those people. Out of those who have been caught in the debris, at least 5 people have been rescued till now. There are now efforts underway to rescue the others remaining who are under the debris, and perhaps by later evening the entire rescue operation will be over, and I'm being told that the inquiry has already begun as to why this really happened, and would be clear perhaps in the next 24 hours as to why this happened and how this could be avoided, not just in Bhandara but all other areas where the ammunition depots are in Maharashtra and elsewhere.
Absolutely, Aditya. Thank you so much for bringing us those details into this rather